evening, dear members of the English Speaking Club. As you know, we have decided to stay in one of the cities of Russia to explore our country better and to preoccupy ourselves with something and not to feel bored. I feel that we should work as uh, simple people like the natives, and most of them are in the industry. They work at plants, and my suggestion is that we do the same to feel the spirit of the region. Now, let me tell you a few words about Челябинsk so that you know what you're up to, and I hope that you share my feelings too. First of all, I would like to mention that it was founded in 1736 and is one of the industrial, economical, and cultural centers of Russia. If we speak about culture, there are various museums that you may find interesting. So there would be no problem in doing something special in our leisure time. To start with, there's a museum that probably is in every city of Russia, but I guess that each of them is peculiar in some way. In this one, you can find the old tapestries and some handmade pieces of art that are made of precious metals. Then there is the Railroad Museum, in which some old cars of the previous century are presented as as well as some old machinery that is no longer used, but that is of much interest. Then there are some places that you may only find in Russia, I guess. One of them is the museum of the local football club Tractor. Sadly, I don't know why it's called like that, but I feel that it's quite imaginative. So, football fans or just sport fans may find something for themselves in that city. Then there is a bunch of museums that are especially good for children. One of them is called Experimentus. So, as you may find out from the name, the main principle is that you can experiment with anything you see. You can touch, you can turn every piece that is at the exhibition. And I guess in the world of rules we live in, it's just the place everyone should attend. And the last one is the Museum of Rescued Animals, which is dedicated to the inspiration of kindness in children. As you may see, there are many wonderful places, but moreover, there are many wonderful people who came from Челябинsk or visited Челябinsk. Nevertheless, I'd like to mention the most famous ones. Some emperors that live in the 19th century visited Челябinsk, like Alexander I, Alexander II, and Nikolai II. Another person who is related to history is Yemelyan Pugachev, who was the leader of the Peasants' Revolt in 1773. He took some fortresses around Челябинsk, so the deeds are in the memory of the population of the city. Now I'd like to remind you that besides art and famous people, there are some things that might be more important to the workers of the industry. I guess you may guess what I'm talking about, and it's of course nature. There are some rivers in Chelyabinsk. One of them is Mias, which is widely used for transportation and the provision of water for the city. so there are many dams on it. I guess it's not very pleasurable to stroll on the shore of that river, but there are some larger ones in an hour's or 2 hours drive on a car, of course, from the city, and these are the Iset and Tobol. And one may find picturesque shores and mountainous hills around them, which would um, fill their hearts with something special. Some of the other rivers in the city are the Igumenka and Chikinka. The first one is also used for the supply of water, and the second one is partly in the forest, so the citizens are eligible to walk there in their free time. The last but not the least aspect I would like to outline is the flora and fauna of the city. The animals that live in the nearby forests are bears, lynxes, moose, and other large species that you may find only in a zoo in Moscow or St. Petersburg, but those that are just a step from the road sometimes in Челябинsk or just in the Ural Mountains and Ural cities. The vegetation is of some interest too, as there are oaks, birches, maples, willows, and even some raspberry bushes. What is especially exciting is that one can go for a walk in the forest and find many mushrooms and berries, and that is for what the area is famous for. So to sum up, I think that Chelyabinsk is one of the greatest cities of Russia, and if you're tired of Moscow with all its hustle and bustle, it's just a place for you to probably recharge in some way, to forget about all the issues that might be troubling you, and just do manual work, maybe mundane in some way, but it's worth it. In my view, it's just the thing that every citizen of a metropolitan city should try sometime. I hope I've persuaded you to visit Челябинsk sometime and work on a plant there, and thank you for listening.